Hey guys, before I start this video, I want to give a big thanks to Schaffner's Turf out of Fort Wayne. I'm in South Bend, so it was about an hour and a half drive for him to make the drive up here, and he had him to me at 9 o'clock in the morning. Uh, the owner of Schaffner's. I want to just give a big thanks. He's gone above and beyond, and I don't even own a Gravely, and he's did everything in his power to let me try one. So I just want to thank them at Schaffner's Turf and Ryan, the owner, for bringing them out to me, and amazing customer service. So he's one of the best that I've talked to lately of customer service. Besides my dealer here and local to me, he's been awesome. So just again, there's where they're located, phone number. There's some awesome people. Go check them out. Hey guys, here's part one of the video of the demos that was dropped off to me from Gravely. Here's the first one that I will show you guys. Here's the 60-inch Prostance. I believe they told me it was a 2017 model. It has the Kohler EFI. I've put one day in with these machines so far. I have them until Tuesday. Today's Thursday, so I'll be able to put them through some more tests. But we've run them for probably about 8 to 10 hours. We ran a full mowing day. Big properties, small properties, thick and short. So I can basically give you my opinion on them. If I was to buy the standard, I'd want a 52. Because the 60s, I like in a zero turn, not the standard, just because I don't like standing for a very long period of time. If I'm on a big property, I want to ride. That's just me, and I've run a standard for 2 years. That's just how I am. I know a lot of guys just love them, but from using Skag and now Gravely, I just don't like standing for a long period of time. But small yards, medium-sized yards, these are awesome. And I still would use them on a big yard. I mean, it's not like I would park them and not use them. I'd still use it. But this has the X Factor deck, which I believe they all do. I'm not too familiar with Gravely, so I'm not 100% sure. This machine has 72 hours on it. It's got the dial, everything on it. Kind of go over some pros and cons on it. The pros to me, it's a tight control machine. The controls are tight. It's decent speed wise. It throws the clippings. I like how heavy built it is, and I really like the deck lift mechanism here that you can put your foot on it and raise and lower the deck, and the dial system. You don't have to deal with any pins or any of that crap like the V-Ride is. You may lose a pin or something like that. Very good cuts and stripes well. Easy to use. All you got is just the parking brake, turn it on, your safety. The V-Ride, you got the drive and everything. Another thing that is good on it is it holds hills well. And another thing that is perfect on this machine, it doesn't scalp. I tried in yards where my X-Mark scalps, like a 60 would scalp. This doesn't scalp, which is very surprising to me. Like every 60 I've ever ran scalps. This machine doesn't. And I did small yards where I can only do with the 52 just because scalp wise. I did it with this, never had a problem. Now some cons. Engine doesn't have enough power, I feel. I did a every other week yard. It was pretty tall and wet with the morning dew. It bogged it right down. So I feel it needs a little more power, but I think this engine on a 52 would be perfect. So that might just be, and who knows, that might need adjusted or something, or there's probably bigger engines that you can put on these. No doubt probably is. I haven't looked. But it still does good. You just got to take your time and do a double cut, because if you go through the first time with wet grass, it just seems to leave a line right across here. This is nice too, is you can set it and then you can put it up and set it down instead of having to bunge it or anything. On my mowers, I run all chute blockers, so I would just take that off anyway. But you know, it's good if you're not, like, just demoing them, we still have that, which is nice. Another con with it, it doesn't ride as smooth as the V-Ride. It just doesn't seem to have as much spring in it as the V-Ride does. So if you're on this for like 2 to 3 hours on a big property, your legs are gonna start to get hurt and get tired. So, but that's just me, you know. I like standers. I'm just not a huge fan of them. They serve their purpose for small yards and hills, and that's what I'll always have one with me on my trailers. I gotta have a stander because they serve me well. Just on the big properties, I like the sit downs. But other than the low power and that's not being comfortable to stand on, I don't have an issue. It's a great machine. Starts and goes. Fuel wise, I ran it all day, and I believe it doesn't use as much fuel as the V-Ride does. I believe that with that being an EFI, fuel tanks in there. I believe I was told it was an 8-gallon. Don't quote me on it. I'd have to look on the specs, but you know, I'm not good with the reviews. I'm just giving you my opinion. If you want to know the exact facts, then you'll have to contact Gravely Rep or something like that, because I'm not that good with it. I probably got the paperwork here somewhere on it, but so yeah, that's my opinions on it. It's a good machine. Would I recommend it? Yes. Am I thinking about buying it? Yes. The only thing I would want was being a 52, and the motor I'd take on a 52. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking about next year buying a fleet, buying 2 new mowers and getting rid of 2 of mine. If that may be the V-Ride and the X-Mark, or the X-Mark and the Toro, I don't know, but thinking about getting rid of a couple and going with another brand. That's why I'm back to demoing equipment. I don't know if I'm going to go with Hustler again, Gravely, get more Skags. I don't know. Maybe even try X-Mark again. But stay tuned for that. That'll be soon. I'm wanting to try them out at the expo again and see which ones I like the most of. So, alright guys. Hope you like this. I know I'm not the best at reviews, but I'm doing my best. Oh, one more thing that I don't like on this. Look where the oil filter's at. How are you going to change that without making a mess? You see whoever changed it before made a mess. But, I don't know. I don't like that. Like, how are you going to get down in that? So I'd have to do something about that. Make something or fab up something to make it easier. But, alright guys. Catch you later.